Alrighty, so we have a light switch we're going to replace here. It's broken here a little bit on the side, and we're going to put a nice new one in here. Okay, let's see how they hooked this up and if we have power going from this switch to other lights. Okay, this doesn't look like it was too bad. They backstabbed it and they have the crimp sleeve on the ground wire, but the side of the switch is broken here, so we're going to put a new one in. Okay, so we will get these wires out of the backstab connection here, and we'll put these wires around the screws so we get a nice, solid, better connection here. So we'll open this ground screw up. We'll just take that screw right out of there. Okay, so we'll just pull the wires out of there. We can cut these off, make it easier. But see how they backstab that? I don't like that. See how easy they come out of the holes? They don't make a very good connection in the holes. So we will strip them back just a bit longer here with our 14 gauge hole. Here we go. We're going to open our white wires up and see how they did hooking them up. So let's take this cap off and see how good it looks. They're not quite even. So we're going to take our pliers here. We'll get our insulation even at the bottom here like that. We'll twist them together. Get them nice and even like this. See how I get a nice even twist and our copper is even on the bottom here? Okay, we'll put our wire nut on here. Make it nice and tight. And our ground wires, they're in the crimp sleeve the way they're supposed to be. But there's not much of a twist here, so what I'll do is I'll go on to my pliers here. And I'll make sure I don't get the wire in the cutter. And I'll twist them a little bit here, give them a little bit of a twist to make more of a better connection here. I'll bend the sharp edge down here. So there we got a nicer twist right here. And we'll get our paper out of here. Okay, now we'll push this back into our box. With our white wire, we'll fold it to go into our box like this. Tighten it up like that. We'll get our ground wire down in here like this. Get our white wires back here. Now we'll put our new switch in. You always put your wire around the screws, the direction that the screw turns. So we have to turn this around like this. Get it under our screw head like that. Close our loop the direction our screw turns. So they're going to have a nice brand new light switch in here. Make it nice and tight like that. Make sure our copper is under the screw head all the way around. Okay. And our ground hole is up on the top. So now you always put your wire around the screw, the direction the screw turns. So we're going to make our loop the direction the screw turns here. We'll get it up into our... Okay. Close our loop the direction our screw turns like that. tighten it up. There we go, that's what we want right there. Now we'll get our other black wire. Make our loop the direction our screw turns. Close the loop the direction our screw turns. Like that. Tighten it up. And we have our insulation coming up just before the screw head. That's exactly what we want. Now we can fold our wires into our box. We'll go down with this one, and we'll go up and down with this one like that. And keep our ground wire on this side away from our terminals here. We'll push it in, and we'll put our screws in here. You want to make sure you put your switch in right side up, because normally here in the country I was born in, down is off, up is on. Now if you put your switch in upside down, it will say no rather than on, and I'll show you that up close here after I screw this in. So we'll tighten this up, get it nice and snug to our box here. Tight. Tight. And our wires are clearly out of the way, so I'll get you a switch here and show you something. So here in the country I was born in, we use 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. Black is live, white is neutral, the bearer is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors, however you may find white live in a switch loop or a 220-240 volt circuit where the appliance does not require a neutral. So I'll show you, if you put a switch in upside down, how it will say no rather than on. See how it says no if it's upside down, and off won't say off, will be upside down.